What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today is August the 19th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, don't really have that much. In roughly around 2 minutes, we have the building permits and starts. In the past, it hasn't really impacted the market. It's more of a good secondary type of data point to kind of couple with, for instance, CPI or some other kind of larger one. So this is going to be a good FYI, but most likely won't really impact the market all that much. We do have a Fed speaker, so the first of many for the week, and Bowman. So ultimately, she is a little bit more doom and gloomish, and so that is coming out at 110. So don't be surprised if you see some volatility associated to that. But in my opinion, even that, kind of stating some doom and gloom type of comments, I don't really see that really derailing the broader market. The market is very much fixated on rate cuts, and yeah, things are just heating up like crazy. So I don't think a little bit of negative comments can derail that. At the time of doing this video, Dow is up 0.16, S&P down 0.01, now it's in the positive, and then NASDAQ is down 0.03. So nothing really crazy in my opinion, but during the pre-market today is very abnormal because I always like to monitor the volume, and yes, I bring up what big money is doing and stuff like that, but it's always been relatively low, especially over the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 weeks. Today seems to be rather different. So I don't know if somehow big money is more optimistic, but it does appear that more and more institutions are getting into the market today. So something to keep in mind. Starting off with SoFi, it is down slightly. I'm not really too worried about them in reality, because the exact same scenario did play out yesterday. They were a little bit negative first thing, and then they just kind of, we all know kind of how that played out fairly well. Shorts aren't doing anything so far. 9.36% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 110.23 million shares overall are being shorted. So I don't really anticipate them to be that active today. Most likely, as I've indicated in my dedicated SoFi videos, it should be Thursday, if any, of course. Right now, though, with 24.23, it is right between this R1 and this pivot. So 24.38, that's going to be a key point for it today. And hopefully, best case scenario, you do see it hit straight above that first thing and close above that. Then if so, then you can kind of anticipate that 25 and onwards in the next couple trading days. Flip side, 23.32 is going to be the next strong support level. And even worst case scenario, I don't really see that being touched today. Moving on, ticker is LASE. So they are up 82%, now 87% during the pre-market because of this. So after hours, they did report Q2 2025 revenue growth of 317% year over year. So they kind of gave some tentative results, pretty good stuff. Market seems to really like that. It's not that heavily shorted, so 7.37% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 743,000 shares. Shorts, surprisingly, they were hovering around at the peak about 12% short interest. Since May, they have been really returning, so this is kind of the lowest it's been since March 2025, beginning of March. So pretty good stuff to see. Shorts clearly see a little bit more upside, of course. Right now with that 453, trading between this R3 and this R2, 436 is going to be a strong support, and then 511 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So kind of just watch for that if you're a swing trader, day trader, and so forth. But similar to SoFi, if it is able to get above this 511, then you can pretty much anticipate $7. So again, if you're a day trader, just kind of watch for that one. Ticker is LIDR. They are up 15.77% because of a strategic cooperation agreement with Black Sesame Technology. So this is good for, it's also for China. It doesn't actually go over any monetary numbers in this PR, but clearly, I think this is just more of a testament to exactly what the company can do. So the market absolutely loves this. Aside from that, 6.28% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 2.4 million shares overall are being shorted. Similar to the last couple, ticker LASE, shorts have been really returning a lot. So it went from about 33% short interest end of July to where it is now at 6.28%. So that's really helped the stock really appreciate, which is always a good thing. But as far as shorts today, they'll probably be a big part. A lot of these stocks, shorts make up for roughly around 30 to 50% of the daily volume. So again, just because it does have a low short interest doesn't really mean anything. They like to kind of hit it hard first, double down, and then they kind of pull back near the end of the day. That's a very common strategy that they like to do. But with it right now at 297, trading between this R1 and the pivot, so 275 is going to be a strong support. I personally don't really see that being touched whatsoever today. 303, that's going to be the focal point, so just watch for that. And if so, 321, 349. So again, if you're a day trader, just kind of watch for this. And actually, to be fully honest, every single stock that I'm going to be mentioning in this video is pretty a-okay for day trading. But moving on, Opendoor, they're really heating up, 8.2%. There was an interview that was posted recently, as you can kind of see right here, but for the most part, there hasn't been any official news whatsoever. Shorts, similar to the last couple of stocks, they've returned a lot recently, went from around 27% short interest at the end of July to where it is now at 23.05% of the free floats being shorted. That works out to be 151.03 million shares overall being shorted. A lot of individuals do believe that there's synthetics and naked shorting. This number right here would not encumber that. So again, just keep that in mind. Aside from that, with it at 418, it is trading between currently these 2 points. So this R2 and this R1. So I do actually do dedicated Opendoor videos, and I've been stating that 414 is that key, absolute key breakout pivot point. And so essentially, it is above that, so meaning you could easily see that $5 and potentially even $6 range in the next little bit. So 519 and then 689. Of course, with momentum stocks, you kind of have to take all this with a grain of salt. It's usually momentum stocks are kind of a mind of its own, but still, this 414 was a very big deal. It seems to be gravitating a little bit back towards it, but nonetheless, just watch for 414. And then Intel, this has been an absolute crazy story for the last 2 weeks. So since July 31st, when it hit the low of 1980, you've had Trump calling out the CEO to resign. You have now Trump praising. You have SoftBank investing. It is like a crazy, crazy time. So nonetheless, it is heating up 6.04% because of that SoftBank announcement, $2 billion investment. As far as shorts, 1.9% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 83.5 million shares overall being shorted. So of course, this isn't a squeeze play whatsoever, but if you're wanting to trade it right now with a 2509, it's trading between this R3 and this R2. 2387 is going to be that kind of support level. I don't really see that being touched today, potentially over the next couple of trading days as the market kind of relaxes a little bit with all the hype, but 2555 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. And similarly, I don't actually see that being touched today either. So most likely it'll just be kind of wedge bound between these 2 points. But whatever is touched first, whether it be the 2555 or 2387, that is where it will be kind of moving the trend. It's either going to show some level of consolidation or even break out. If it does get above this 2555, then it is fair to assume that you could see easily that $27 to $29 range. So it's going to be another good day trade or potentially even more so a swing trade. So let me know your thoughts on all of these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I do give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to kind of sign up. Link in the description below and also the comments. And so with all that said, appreciate all of you watching.